Hi, the lovely guys at NXTGENbps asked me to make a year in review video for what's been going on here at Firestone Bridge. Well, it's been a hell of a year. We started the fundraiser around this time last year, and some of you amazing people have put some money into that, and we really appreciate it. We've had lots of progress. We have done an awful lot of surveys here. We've seen some amazing nature recovery. We've had sightings of otter, we've had sightings of water vole, but we've also started work on some of the big infrastructure projects here, which are building revetments into the sides of the mine spoils so that the bad material can't get down into the river itself. We've got some leaky dams started. But the biggest thing really for me is we've begun to dig our reservoir, which is big, it's large. We're redirecting water from where it wants to naturally flow through those mine spoils, through all those poisons. And now it's in the middle of an area of wetland, where it always was. The really old maps here show that it was always there. So we've dug that out again, and I've got this lovely little lock system, which means that I can control the water flow. Which means the most important part of here is we can slow rainwater down, which means we don't get flooding down the valley. It doesn't go through the bad areas. But also really importantly for me, it means I've now got a permanent water source for irrigation. And that means I can irrigate my sphagnum moss farm, which we're hoping to get built. You know, I come from the film industry, and in the film industry, everything happens really quickly. You know, you send an email or you make a phone call, you expect one back within minutes, and I've had to adapt to a slower pace of life here, which I think is probably good for me. I don't know if you can hear, the beck is just running nearby, and if you're really lucky you'll hear some little owls squawking away. They're quite special. We've had hen harriers back, which is great. Yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a slow year, but it's going to get bigger and more. You know, by this time next year, everything's built. We've got the farming process. I'll have a nursery going for our interesting, potentially English Scots pines. Yeah, there's so much going on here. We could really do with your help. The archaeologists have been, and we really need to find some way of getting some more archaeology in here, because we know now for sure we have what we call a mine adit, which is just like a mine entrance you can walk in, which is from the Middle Ages, which is quite exciting. No one's been there for a few hundred years. We don't know what we can find down there, but you know, people have been here working the land for millennia, and I think that's really important that we see what's here. But most importantly, it's working. We have lots of people from Newcastle University who are doing their PhDs up here, which really makes my heart sing. I showed what I was doing in terms of soil recreation, which is super important. If you don't know about that, you need to look it up. But what we've got are tips of mine spoil which are heading down the water is bad. Nothing grows in it. So I've been doing all sorts of different work, trying to get some water retention, having things grow and then die down in there in order to create soil. Once you've got soil, things grow in it. Once things grow, then that keeps any potential poisons in the land where it belongs and not in the water. So I've been working with a few different people, and we've now just been able to persuade, I can't really say right now, but anyway, they're paying for some new experimentation of biocrusting, which is a technique which has worked in some places elsewhere. It's essentially you're packing the soil and the spoil, in my case, full of nutrients, which are also, they can retain water, and once they can do that, stuff can grow. So we're trialing that this year on all the spoils as well. I'm just excited to be here, and you know, I've got to really thank NXTGEN for their help. They've been marvellous facilitating everything that I do here, getting that crowdfunder out. If you would like to help, you can Google the Firestone Bridge Conservation Project, or if you're on Instagram, you can look at the link in the bio. But most importantly, please go and get your eco generators from NXTGENbps, because they're wonderful folk, and I wouldn't be stood here with all this progress without them. So thank you.